record, I've never heard myself snore, so I can't confirm nor deny that, but I probably do. So.
Hey, well, talk to me about your interactions with the Las Vegas Raiders. What would it mean to get to play for Coach Kelly?
It'd be awesome, man, and seeing that, that move from Coach Kelly, I'm so happy for him, and he's one of the best coaches I've had, man, and one of my favorite people I've been around, and we've stayed in contact, and I hope it'd be amazing to get the opportunity to play for him again. Really, anyone, I'd be happy to go anywhere, man, but he's a great dude, and I'm just so happy that he got the opportunity that he did, and I think that's a really good place. Yeah, I feel a ton more prepared, for sure. Like, without a doubt, I am. This year at Ohio State, I wanted it to be a step up, and I talked about the two things that I was looking for in a school were developing as a prospect and developing my draft stock and competing for a national championship. One of those boxes checked, and now I going into this process, like the things that we went through this year, what I learned going into a new locker room, having to win over a locker room, like all those different things really truly taught me so much, and I feel really well prepared.
Well, you were.
I think my consistency definitely improved. Being able to, up my completion percentage from 59 or whatever it was in my career at K-State to, 73 this year. I think, I was more accurate. I think I was able to show more arm strength. I definitely probably didn't run the ball as much as I, normally did at Kansas State this past year, but really didn't need to. We had some dudes, back there to carry the load for me, but. I feel like I just developed in every aspect of my game, and it was just a blessing to come to Ohio State, man. It was the best decision I ever made.
Well, you weren't in the Big Ten.
Yeah, man, I think, we just had a great vibe in that room, and we had a lot of fun together. And I'm excited for them to, kind of take over and be the guys going forward because, Julian coming in, he's a little soft-spoken guy. He's quiet, but, now it's his time. Now it's Lincoln and Tavian and those guys. And I'm excited for them, man. I hope that I could have had, a little bit of an impact on them. Gave some of the things that I've learned from some of the guys that were, above me when I was at Kansas State, like Adrian and Skyler and some of the guys that I learned from there. I hope I could have left some nuggets with them and showed them, at the very least how to treat people and, how to work hard and, all those different things. And I mean, I'm rooting for those guys, man. I'm pulling for them. We still stay in contact. So I'm gonna be pulling for the Buckeyes big time next year.
Well, you weren't in the.
Shoot, they're all unbelievable. I of course, being the Ohio State guy, I'd love to throw to like Garrett and Chris and JSN and Marv, but you could go down the line. I've always really loved Devontae Adams' game. I thought his game was really awesome. I think the two LSU guys with Jamar and Justin are unbelievable. You go down the list. There's a ton. I couldn't pick one.
In hindsight, how was Michigan able to have success defensively against you guys that no other team really was able to last season?
I don't know, man. It was they were a stout front, and they did a good job up front. But we're here to talk about the draft and the combine.
Well, in terms of the top three quarterbacks that you really like to watch in the league, who would you say those are and why?
It's a good question. I got to say Patrick Mahomes because he's a dog. Josh Allen. I love watching Josh. I think he's, obviously deserving of the MVP award and did a great job. But I think that third guy, I'd probably have to say Lamar. I just love watching Lamar play. He's developed a lot as a quarterback. And, I think, a lot of people were saying he was just a running back coming into it, man. But, like, he truly, has turned into an elite thrower. And I think that's a cool part, and those three guys, I love watching those three guys.
Good luck, baby.
Yeah, man.
So you were.
What did you think you took from the playoff run that you can then translate into your time here?
Man, shoot, what didn't I learn, man? I learned a lot from this past year, but you're never out of it, man. And it felt like the world, was caving in on us after that last game of the year, and a lot of people wanted to say that, but we still had to cling to hope that that we could still win a national championship, and we did that. We banded together and said, no matter what, no matter how hard this feels right now, no matter what adversity we go through, we got to stick together. And I think the power of team and the power of God and the power of belief, man, was shown throughout that whole playoff run, and we were able to really just impose our will on some teams.
Well, you weren't in.
How much momentum did you build for yourself to kind of help your style?
Yeah, I think that was huge for me. A lot of people were telling me, different things about where my draft stock was after the year, and wasn't really sure going into the playoffs. But they said, hey, you could really help yourself out if you have a strong showing in the playoffs. So, I said, all right, deal. Let's see how this thing goes, and try and put my best foot forward. And I think, the thing that is important about that is, I played my best ball when the lights were the brightest, and I think I proved to people that, I am best when the pressure's on. And when the playoffs came along, I think that was one of the best things, and I was able to really just let it rip, man. And I was just being confident. I was throwing the deep ball well. I was being accurate. I mean, being able to go 13 for 13 to start the national championship was one of the better starts I've had to a game. So I think I learned a lot, and I was able to push myself and able to show teams that hopefully I can be that face of the franchise, and I can be a starting quarterback in the NFL for a long time.
What are you getting from Jake Heaps? What are you getting from Jake Heaps working with him?
Jake's a great guy, man. I love working with Jake, and he's helped me a lot, man, on and off the field. And he's a great man, unbelievable man of faith, and I love that dude, man. And whether he taught me nothing, on the field, and he's just been a great impact on my life, and he's taught me a lot. He's helped me a ton, trying to get more velocity on my ball, and I think he's done a great job for me.
I saw you long tossing with them in the hallway here yesterday. What was that about?
Just getting ready, man.
Well,
turned up.
Well, there's a lot of talk about the top two quarterbacks in this class, but I feel that there's an opportunity for you to maybe get to that 3 spot, make that push. What's it like to kind of have that opportunity to make some ground up here at the Combine?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's unbelievable quarterback talent in this whole draft class. I'm not going to talk about anybody else, man, but I believe in myself, and I think I can be that guy for a team, and I truly believe that. I think I showed it as the season went on this year. It's not always going to be perfect, and I think I was able to show through the times of adversity and bouncing back from that I was able to, not let things get to me, and I was able to make elite throws and make decisions when the lights were the brightest. And I think, I just hope that there's a team out there that falls in love with me, and I still have that chip on my shoulder, man. I'm always going to have that. I love being kind of the underdog and kind of coming from behind, and I think that's where I thrive and where I want to be.
Well, you weren't in the Big Ten.